American author Annie Proulx published The Shipping News in 1993. It is among the rare novels to win both the American Book Award and the Pulitzer Prize in the same year. Critics have praised it for its offbeat humor and richly detailed characterizations. Its central themes explore enduring family secrets and the restorative qualities of small-town life. Each chapter begins with a quotation from the Ashley Book of Knots, 1944, an encyclopedia detailing knots and their patterns. The third-person, omniscient narrative opens with a brief introduction to Quoyle, the novel's protagonist. Quoyle, pronounced Q-ile, is a 36-year-old man born in Brooklyn but raised in various dull small towns in upstate New York. He has experienced little success in either love, his wife only loved him for 1 month, or career. He has worked as a cashier at a 24/7 bodega and as a third-rate newspaperman. Feeling powerless over his life, Quoyle decides to return to Newfoundland, Canada, the home of his ancestors, a suggestion first made by his Aunt Agnis, known throughout most of the story simply as the Aunt. Part of Quoyle's emotional fragility stems from the recent suicide pact of his parents, who had never shown him much affection. His wife, Petal Bear, died in a car accident while driving with another man, leaving Quoyle haunted by her past cruelty and the fact that she tried to sell their young daughters to a pimp. Quoyle arrives in Newfoundland with his aunt and daughters, Bunny, 6, and Sunshine, 4.5. They find the old family home on Quoyle Point, a house in dire need of repair. Quoyle and his resourceful aunt are determined to fix it, encouraged by the extreme isolation of the location. The house sits miles from town on a dirt road barely passable by cars. A friend secures Quoyle a job at the Gammy Bird, the local newspaper in the fictional town of Killick Claw, modeled on the real harbor town of Old Bonaventure. The newspaper staff consists mainly of older sailors: Jack Buggett, the charming if irascible editor; Ted Card, the copy editor who allows numerous typographical errors, much to Buggett's amusement; and Nutbeam, who transcribes world news from the radio. Quoyle is assigned the shipping news, reporting ship arrivals and departures, a vital service in a town with chronic underemployment. As editor, Buggett insists on at least one photograph of a car accident each week, even if none occur. Quoyle is given these assignments alongside the shipping news, forcing him to confront reminders of his late wife with every car wreck he photographs. Life in Newfoundland continues with its ups and downs. The aunt's dog, Warren, named after her lover Irene Warren, dies, leaving her saddened. Dennis Buggett, the editor's son, uses his carpentry skills to help Quoyle and the aunt repair their house. Bunny begins seeing a mysterious white dog that no one else notices. Quoyle eventually overcomes his fear of the sea and buys a shabby boat, while the aunt starts an upholstery business, beginning with a precarious job on an expensive Dutch vessel, Tough Baby, rumored to have been built for Hitler. Townsfolk embellish the vessel's legend, claiming it damaged several houses and boats during a hurricane. Quoyle interviews locals about the yacht, and his profiles impress Buggett enough to make him the paper's first ship columnist. Trouble arises when the vessel's owners leave town without paying the aunt. Meanwhile, fellow reporter Billy Pretty takes Quoyle to Gaze Island, where Quoyle's ancestors are buried. Pretty informs him of the family's poor reputation in the town, accused of stupidity, theft, and even murder, and Quoyle silently accepts this history. Returning from the island, they discover a suitcase in the water containing the head of Bayonet Melville, one of the Dutch yacht's owners. Over time, Quoyle falls in love with Wavey Prowse, a quiet, graceful woman often accompanied by her young son, Harry, who has Down syndrome. They nearly consummate their relationship, but Wavey, still grieving her drowned husband, halts the romance. Meanwhile, Quoyle's distant cousin Nolan claims ownership of the family house. Modern technology begins impacting the town as factory ships replace small local vessels, and oil tankers occasionally ruin the fishing yields. One day, Quoyle finds a floating, headless body near Quoyle Point, likely Bayonet Melville's, and capsizes while attempting a rescue, only to be saved by Jake Buggett. He discovers Nolan sleeping outside his daughter's room, but, recognizing Nolan's mental instability, sends him to a psychiatric institution after Christmas. There, Nolan reveals the shocking truth that Quoyle's father once raped the aunt, his own sister. In early spring, The aunt returns as a major storm strikes, destroying the family house by washing it into the sea. Wavey brings Bunny a white dog, strengthening the bond between her and Quoyle. Weeks later, Jake Buggett is presumed dead after a lobster fishing accident, but miraculously survives, recounting his ordeal at his own wake. Having reconciled with his past, Quoyle is ready for the future. He proposes to Wavey, who accepts, marking the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.